When you're ready.
The question I will be talking about today is, how does the body's response to stress affect one's quality and duration of sleep? During this presentation, I will be going over what stress truly is. Understanding the scientific definition of stress will help transition into talking about the different effects on the body. Knowing how stress and body functions work, I will lead to talking about how it affects different sleep schedules. And to conclude this presentation, I will talk about different solutions that doctors recommend to help calm your mind right before you go to bed. To start it all off, in a study done by Gallup, it was shown that 41% of the world experience stress symptoms in some way, shape, or form. Common symptoms can include difficulty concentrating, anxiety, irritability, and what I will be talking about today, sleep problems. When someone is faced in a stressful situation, your body automatically sends a fight or flight response to your brain, causing it to activate. With the brain activating, it releases two hormones, adrenaline and cortisol. Adrenaline causes the heart to beat faster, blood pressure to rise, and it gives off more energy, while as cortisol plays a big role in bringing energy away from non-urgent processes and traces it towards more immediate threats. Before I talk about the connection between stress and sleep, I want to talk about what stress truly is. The word stress could have a different meaning to each and every person in this world, but scientifically, stress is the body's physical and psychological response to a threat. Physically, stress can impact your cardiovascular system when the stress hormones cause the blood vessels to restrict, causing an uprise in blood pressure and putting extra strain on the heart. In addition to the cardiovascular system, stress can also affect your digestive system, which can affect food choices, eating habits, and over or under eating. While looking at it from a psychological view, stress can affect your body with the hormonal unbalance it gets from the fight or flight response. Hormonal unbalance can contribute to a large range of health problems. But stress not only takes a toll on your physical health, but also on your mental health. Chronic stress is connected to many anxiety and mood disorders, as well as to depression. Throughout the night, your body undergoes various sleep cycles. The two main sleep cycles your body undergoes is REM, which is rapid eye movement, and non-REM, non-rapid eye movement. REM sleep is known for the part of your sleep when you experience vivid dreams and is also responsible for cognitive function and emotional regulation. Non-REM sleep is known for the part of your sleep when you have 3 stages. The first stage occurs within the first few minutes of your sleep and is when you transition from being awake to falling asleep. The next stage is when your body systems relax further, and 50% of your sleep is in this stage. Throughout this phase, your core temperature drops and the body becomes more relaxed. When the heart rate, breathing, and the brain waves in the body are slowest, the last stage of the non-REM sleep cycle is occurring. These 2 cycles help your body get the necessary sleep that they need to have a good productive day, but when these cycles are disrupted, it can cause fragmented sleep. One of the most common ways that sleep is interrupted is when the HPA axis is activated. But this leads to the question, what is the HPA axis? The HPA axis helps produce the hormone previously talked about, cortisol. This axis is a complex and sensitive loop and plays a big role in the body, mind, and sleep. As the quote says, cortisol is the natural stress hormone found in humans. When this hormone is produced insufficiently, responses to stressors, example of trauma, surgery, and inflammation may be impaired, and defense against infections may be inadequate. If the HPA axis is activated, the cortisol levels will be irregular, which can lead to making it challenging to relax and fall asleep. The HPA axis is also connected to the body's sleep system, which includes waking up and falling asleep. So when this axis is activated, it can make these very inconsistent. Overall, the effect on sleep, on stress of the HPA axis plays a very big role on how well a person sleeps at night. But multiple nights of limited sleep can lead to sleep conditions such as insomnia. Insomnia is the most common sleep condition, and according to the American Psychiatric Association, 1/3 of adults experience insomnia symptoms. Very common symptoms include having trouble falling asleep, waking up in the middle of the night, and having a more challenging time focusing or paying attention on daily tasks and activities. There are 2 ways that you could get diagnosed with insomnia. Short-term insomnia is often caused by stress and can last a few weeks or even just a few days, but if not treated correctly, it can turn into long-term insomnia. Long-term insomnia lasts multiple times a week and lasts for months. Stress will always be incorporated into people's lives, but it is up to people personally to decide how they want to handle it, especially before bed. I'm now going to talk about 3 different ways that doctors recommend that you calm your body the best before you go to sleep. Many doctors recommend meditation to ease and calm the mind, but there are many different types of meditation that people can do to make it the best personal experience for themselves. Yoga's methods of breathing exercises and moving the body helps the body have clarity and calmness as well as raise body awareness. Next, journaling helps you prioritize your fears, problems, and concerns by forcing your mind to slow down, process, think about it, and write it all down. Lastly, warm baths activate your parasympathetic nervous system where stress and relaxation are regulated. As your body adjusts to your heat, your nervous system will calm down and your stress levels will automatically start to lower. Next, seeking support from a professional can help narrow down what you need help with. If you personally know that you are dealing with a lot of stress, seeing a psychologist can help solely focus on your anxiety and will start to lead to focus on better sleep. If you are having trouble sleeping at night but you aren't sure why, seeing a neurologist could be a good example of a doctor that you could go see to talk about your sleep concerns, and it will help connect to your brain to the rest of your body. Lastly, facing your fear will automatically start to lessen your stress. Being stressed about certain situations can automatically lead to fear, but instead of hiding from it, facing your fears will start to help it. Facing your fear doesn't necessarily make you less of a person, but it shows to yourself and to the rest of the world that you aren't afraid to face it. World champion gymnast Simone Biles decided to face her fear, except she couldn't mentally do her sport anymore. Get herself the support she needed and step down for a minute. She didn't hide behind closed doors, or lie to herself while she was stepping away, but instead she told herself and the rest of the world that she was going to get herself the help that she needed to get better. In conclusion, the connection between stress and sleep is essential into knowing how to help yourself before developing a sleep disorder. Knowing how the HPA axis connects your stress levels to the rest of your body is key in understanding why you could be having trouble sleeping at night. Finding personal coping strategies will be essential into helping yourself in the best way that you can.
Okay. I'll add a big applause track.
All right, a couple of questions. How did your research question evolve as you moved through the process?
Yeah, so right away, my original question was, how did your body's psychological response affect your sleep? But as I continued researching, I found that it wasn't only your psychological response, but it was also your physical response, and that stress can do a lot of physical damage to you as well. So I transitioned my question into just how does stress on the body.
Okay, thanks. All right, what additional questions emerged from your research and why are they important?
Yeah, so an additional question that came from my research is not only how does like the internal part of your body respond, but how does it like long-term affect yourself? And even though you could be stressed in a stressful situation right away, how does not fixing that affect you long-term and what can come from it?
Okay, thank you.